All right, good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us. If I haven't met you already, my name is Kelly Mann, and I am the program director here with A Time to Heal. And we are very lucky to have Amy Roux joining us today. Thanks, Amy. Amy is the Live Strong at the YMCA Project Manager for the YMCA of Greater Omaha. Live Strong at the YMCA is a 12-week evidence-based exercise program for cancer survivors that was designed to improve endurance, strength, flexibility, and balance. Amy has 20 years of experience working at the YMCA, a BA in exercise science, and various health and wellness instructor certifications. So thanks for joining us again, Amy. We're very fortunate to have you.
Yes, thank you. Welcome and good morning, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And we are going to talk about staying strong after cancer. Let me move this down a little bit here. Slideshow from beginning. There we go. So we're going to talk about physical activity and exercise guidelines and how to get started, as well as a program that I'm very passionate about, which is the Live Strong at the YMCA program. We're going to start with a quote. Exercise can't make your cancer go away, but it certainly can help you look and feel better and have a better perspective and outlook on life. And that was by Anna Schwartz, who is the author of Cancer Fitness. So just some general physical activity recommendations for cancer survivors during and after treatment. So you want to avoid inactivity, which sometimes is a struggle, right? You're tired, you're fatigued, you're in pain, you've got neuropathy, suffering from any other side effects, but you want to try and avoid inactivity as much as possible. Continue to do your normal daily activities as much as possible. Be physically active as your abilities and conditions allow, and just keep in mind that some exercise or some movement is better than none at all. So exercise recommendations, just a quick note on the difference between physical activity and exercise. So when we say physical activity, that's typically staying active throughout the day, right? So physical activity can be taking the stairs instead of the elevator, the movement that we make around our house during the day, walking up and down the stairs, vacuuming, dusting, gardening. Those are all types of physical activity. And then exercise is time that we devote specifically to a certain type of exercise, whether it's cardiovascular exercise, which is when we get our heart rate up, big movements like walking, running, biking, swimming, cycling. And then we'll talk about the other types of exercise as we go through. But so that's just kind of a note on the difference between physical activity and exercise. So the exercise recommendations for cardiovascular or aerobic exercise is to engage in at least 150 minutes of moderate intense throughout the week, or at least 75 minutes of vigorous intense. So what's moderate and vigorous?
Get me a pen, honey, please. Could you get me a pen, please?
Is going to depend from person to person. What's moderate exercise for me may be vigorous exercise for you. So it's just going to depend on how hard you feel like you're working when you're doing the work. You always want to start low and go slow. So next week, you want to get started exercising. You're not going to aim for 150 minutes the first week. Okay, you're going to start slow and maybe start walking 2 days a week for 30 minutes, or not even 30 minutes. Maybe you want to start with 10 or 15 minutes. You want to start where you're at right now. So start low and go slow to gradually increase the number of minutes and days that you're engaging in this cardiovascular exercise. So then we have strength training. So strength training is when we are going to be focusing on our muscular strength and lifting or pushing or pulling weight that will challenge those muscles. So think of hand weights, strength training machines that you would use at a gym, or an elastic band, so a resistance band would be considered strength training, or body weight training. Things like push-ups and crunches, those are considered strength training exercises. So we always want to do strength training on non-consecutive days. So we're not going to do strength training every day of the week unless we have a very regimented strength training program, right? So athletes or bodybuilders, they may do strength training every day of the week, but they're doing different muscle groups and alternating them because you need to give your muscles time to recover. So that's why we say non-consecutive days, giving those muscles enough time to recover and rebuild. So in addition to our cardiovascular exercise, getting our heart rates up and moving, and strength training, we also want to stretch our muscles. So our fancy word for stretching our muscles is flexibility. So we want to always stretch or do flexibility after we've done some sort of cardiovascular exercise to warm up our muscles. So we don't want to stretch cold muscles. And in order to warm our muscles up, we have to get our heart rate up for a little bit. So get our heart rate up, get moving so that those muscles are getting blood flow and they're warm muscles. And then that's where we're going to focus on stretching those muscles that we have used if we're doing strength training or cardiovascular exercise, or just the muscles that you need to focus on. So if you have back issues or back pain, you may have specific exercises that a physical therapist or you've figured out on your own, like what you need to stretch to feel good. So it's important to do those stretches, maybe even every day, in order to help you feel good throughout the day. And then there's balance. Okay, one of the side effects of going through cancer treatment is that it affects your balance. So we can do specific exercises that help strengthen our core and our posture muscles, and also our legs, which help us stay in balance, right? So you can incorporate balance exercises into strength training and cardiovascular exercise, or there's specific balance exercises that you can do if you are in a class, or even if you've just learned those exercises and you want to practice them at home. Balance training is important because it reduces your risk of falling, and it can reduce side effect severity. Mindfulness-based exercise, if you are someone that likes to do yoga or even just the mindfulness breathing exercises, a lot of those incorporate balance, again, into the flexibility and strength all in one class.
And Amy, I'll interrupt you a little bit. And if you don't see the chat, I just wanted to call out to everyone else that Marsha asked a great question if we could get access to the slides afterwards. So I just wanted to let everybody know that I will be sending out. Amy has graciously allowed us to send these out after the presentation. So on Monday, I'll send an email with these. So in case you're worried about taking notes really fast, I'll send those out. Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry, and I tend to talk really fast. So if you need me to slow down, just, put in the chat, slow down, and Kelly can tell me.
Thank you.
So just some exercise considerations. Before you start exercising, if you haven't been previously exercising and you have just completed cancer treatment, you're going to want to have clearance from a physician. A lot of times, if you are joining a program like the LiveStrong with YMCA program that we'll talk about, you will need to have like written clearance from a physician. But if you are interested in just getting started on your own, I would still get clearance from your physician before you get started. We do recommend, again, if you haven't previously exercised and you're just getting started, that you work with someone who is trained to work with cancer survivors. So if you've got other programs besides the LiveStrong at the YMCA program, or a personal trainer, someone that can just set you up and get you started to make sure that you are maintaining proper form and that you're doing the exercises correctly so that you don't further injure yourself. Start small. So start low and go slow. That's one of our mottos of the LiveStrong at the YMCA program, is you really want to start low and go slow and gradually build up to those recommendations. Don't try and start out right away. Again, like I said, exercising 150 minutes a week if you haven't been exercising 0 minutes a week so far. And so the ways that you can progress your exercise slowly would be the frequency. So like we talked about, the days of the week, maybe you're going to start out with just 2 days a week and you'll gradually increase to 3, 4. Intensity is how hard you feel like you're working. Okay, so again, the moderate intense exercise to vigorous intense exercise, it's all going to depend on how hard you feel like you're working. So maybe you're going to start out walking nice and easy, right? Just to get started, just to get out there and get moving. And after you've done that for a few days, then maybe you can start to think, okay, well, maybe I'll walk just a little bit faster so that I feel my heart rate get up a little bit more. And then the time, of course, is the amount of minutes that you're doing it. Maybe you're going to start out just walking for 5 minutes, gradually increase that to 10 minutes and to 15 minutes. So always start low and go slow. And then, of course, stop doing anything that causes pain. All right, so for the long-term benefits of exercise, when done regularly, it can reduce chances of cancer reoccurrence. Okay, so it can extend your survival and improve your quality of life. It'll improve your heart and lung capacity. The more of that cardiovascular exercise that you're doing, we're really training those heart and those lungs. So we're really going to improve our heart and our lung capacity. It can reduce insomnia and depression and boost your self-esteem, reduce high blood pressure and cholesterol, and prevent other health conditions, okay, such as diabetes, heart disease, stroke. And being inactive is a risk factor for all of these things, right? So if we don't exercise, then we're at risk for diabetes and heart disease and strokes. So really, it's not only to help us as a cancer survivor, but also as someone with, general health conditions that we face. All right, so any questions about just exercise recommendations before we go into specifically about the Livestrong at the YMCA program?
Amy, I was wondering if you had any simple examples of the balance, since that is such a big side effect, like examples of exercises that would be easy to talk about now, or if that would be a better follow-up.
Yeah, no, I can talk about it now. Yeah. Some of them, the simplest ones that you can kind of do at home is to walk around on the balls of your feet. So lift your heels up and walk on just the balls of your feet. Now you're going to want to do this somewhere where you have a wall alongside of you in case you need to grab it. Yeah. Another one is to walk like you're walking on a balance beam. Again, you're going to want to be right next to a wall, but then step heel toe as you walk forward. And then another one is to stand so that you are sharing the weight between both of your feet, right? So your feet are hip distance apart and you're just standing upright. And you're going to think about shifting all of your weight over into one of the feet. So kind of think about the sand, moving from one leg all the way into the other leg, and kind of shift all your weight into that one leg and then reverse it. Shift all of that weight to the other foot. So it's a really slow and controlled shifting of the weight. Yeah, there's a couple for you. Mm-hmm.
Amy?
Yeah.
Is there a best time of day to either exercise or avoid exercising?
Nope. It is whatever works best for you and your body. Some people are morning people. I'm a morning person. I teach classes at 5:30 in the morning, and other people are like, oh my gosh, you're crazy. So no, it's whatever time. Everybody's body is different. I would discourage exercising late into the evening, just because that can really keep you awake. But again, for some people, working in the evening works for their body and they don't have trouble sleeping. But in general, I would say avoid late night exercising because it may keep you up later. But maybe you have insomnia and you don't sleep well, and exercising late at night will help you sleep better. So it's just kind of learning what is best for your body.
Are you going to talk about hydration in relation to exercise?
I wasn't, but I sure can. So the general recommendation, of course, for drinking water, right, is the 8 cups of 8 ounces of water a day. But when you're exercising, you need to drink water in addition to that, right? So consider drinking a little bit more water before you exercise, while you're exercising, and then after you're exercising. And I wouldn't worry too much about specifically the ounces, but just drinking more water, right? More water is better than not drinking any at all. So we always encourage, especially in our classes, that you bring a water bottle and you're drinking water throughout the exercise class.
I know that drinking water is the best, but in your total hydration during the day, does drinking other fluids, for example, I still drink a lot of milk, does that count towards my total ounces?
Yes, but not all beverages. So milk, I would say, is good, but if it's soda or juice or things that are have other
High sugar.
right. Yeah. But yeah, if you're a milk drinker, that's awesome.
Thanks.
All right, so let's talk about the Livestrong at the YMCA program. It is an evidence-based small group exercise program designed to improve endurance, strength, flexibility, balance, and overall quality of life. So that's kind of our elevator speech. So in one sentence, what encompasses the Livestrong at the YMCA program? Small groups is between 8 to 12 cancer survivors. Sometimes you may have a little bit smaller of a group and sometimes a slightly larger number than 12, but the average is between 8 and 12 participants, and you have 2 Livestrong at the YMCA instructors. You're going to meet twice a week for 12 weeks, and the exercises are all designed to accommodate participants of various fitness levels. So we have some people that come to class who have previously not been exercising at all. And then we have some people who are avid exercisers. We have different ages of participants and people with different, what's the word I'm looking for? Considerations because of the cancer treatment or surgery that they've had. And we work to accommodate all the workouts to fit the needs of all the individuals in the program. So the class meets for an hour and 15 minutes. And the components of the class include all those things that we talked about being the purpose of the program, right? So cardiovascular exercise, getting that heart rate up, doing strength training, muscle conditioning, working on balance and stretching, and then social interaction with cancer survivors, with other cancer survivors. So it's not designed as a support group per se, but because everyone in the class is a cancer survivor, we really try to allow time to get to know each other and have that time to share your stories and connect with each individual in the class. And this program is offered at no cost to you, and it also includes a complimentary membership to the YMCA during the program, and that's a household membership to the YMCA, because we really want to encourage, once you feel confident and strong enough to work out more than twice a week, to come and work out at the YMCA in addition to just the 2 times a week. And your spouse or significant other can come with you to work out at the YMCA. We also have a bank of pre-recorded exercise classes on our virtual Y. So once you become a member, you have access to those classes so that you also have the option to exercise at home if it's really cold out one day or it snowed and you don't want to go out and drive. You have those options to exercise at home as well.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
So the membership is for the 12 weeks of the classes. Is that correct?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. And do you have TRX bands?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And in addition to your question about the membership being the 12 weeks of the program, we do then talk to you about different options for continuing your membership after the program, if that's what you choose to do. And we have like different options for you, but we tend to not talk about those until farther into the program.
Sure. Which YMCA or all YMCAs?
Towards the end of the slide deck, I'll have a slide that lists all the locations.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So like we mentioned before, the primary goals of the program, of course, are to increase your cardiovascular endurance, muscular strength, balance, flexibility. But then there's the secondary goals of the program. So as a result of doing the exercises, you will also see a reduction in side effect severity, improved energy, and improved body image, self-esteem. And then again, providing you that social interaction and peer support. And then we have long-term goals. So by the end of the 12-week program, we hope that you have the knowledge, the tools, the guidance, the confidence to continue exercising on your own after the 12-week program. We want you to take ownership and be able to continue exercising after the program ends. So it's not like I've reached the week 12 and now I'm done, check it off my list. We hope that you will continue exercising after the program ends. And it's really our goal to make sure that you have all of the tools and all of the confidence to continue doing that. We also hope to help you find something that you enjoy doing. The best type of exercise is the type of exercise you enjoy doing. So if you do not like, say, the treadmill, you don't like the treadmill, well, then don't do the treadmill. We'll help you find other pieces of exercise equipment that you enjoy more. So that's kind of our big goal also by the end of the 12 weeks is to make sure you have found something that you enjoy doing, or you at least can tolerate. Just a little bit about our instructors. Okay, so our instructors are CPR and AED certified. They have a certification in either personal training or group exercise. And then they go through quite a vigorous instructor training, which I'm very familiar with because I'm actually trained to train other instructors. So they have to do an online course pre-work of working with cancer survivors. They have a 16-hour in-person instructor training, and then a 1-hour lymphedema webinar to learn additional information about lymphedema. So participant criteria, who is the best fit for this program? Obviously a cancer survivor, right? So you have to be a cancer survivor to participate in this program. And it can be during or post treatment. So we do have some survivors who find out about the program right away and want to participate in the program while going through treatment. That is allowed. Some people come to us right after going through treatment, or some people may come 5-10 years out of treatment. Okay, so there's no deadline. Say, I'm 15 years out. Am I still eligible to participate? Yes, you are still eligible to participate. The program is for adults, so you do have to be 18 years of age and older. A desire to be there, right? So we don't want a spouse like twisting your arm and forcing you to come. We do want there to be a personal desire to be there, and a commitment to be able to attend all 12 weeks. So if you know that you snowbird and go to Arizona on March 1st, and are going to miss 2 months of the program, then we'll want to wait until there's a time where you can attend more sessions. If you know that you're going to be gone for a week on vacation, then that we can work with. But if you're going to miss more than a handful of classes, then we really want you to wait until you can get the most out of the program, because you'll definitely get the most out of the program if you can commit and be there for all 12 weeks. Like I mentioned before, we do ask for medical clearance. So we will give you a form that you will ask your physician to sign. Most often you don't have to like schedule an appointment specifically to get your doctor to sign it. If you don't have an appointment coming up, a lot of times you can drop it off at the office, ask them to sign it. So you don't need to use an appointment just to get the form signed. We ask that you're physically able to participate in at least most of the activities. So someone that is completely wheelchair bound may struggle with being able to do all of the activities that we do in the class. And in that case, we would try to find a different program that would better fit their needs, because of course we want you to be able to do most of the activities. And then the willingness to fill out the required forms. We do have a health history form that we have you fill out so that we are aware of, what you were diagnosed with, what your treatment was, if you have any other health problems. We just need to know that as instructors so that we can keep you safe and well during the program.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I'm just starting. So this is my third go round with cancer. So I'm just starting a new treatment, and I don't know what side effects will be, but so I don't know from one day to the next if I'm going to be well to go, or, I'm going to try, but is that an issue? I'm going to really try, because it's very important that I include this, but like I said, I don't know how I'm going to react to treatments.
Yep. And we understand that. Yep. If you're having an off day and you just can't get out of the house, yep, we'll understand. We also encourage you sometimes, if you don't feel like you can exercise, maybe still just come to class so that you can socialize and connect with the other participants.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great question. All right, so just a couple of quotes from participants who've really gotten a lot out of the program. One of my favorites that brought tears to my eyes was, "This was a rewarding program that helped me gain energy back into my life. I'm able to be a better husband and a better father since I have more energy. It's been a joy to bring more energy home to enjoy my time with my family." Another one, "I really struggled with my diagnosis of cancer. This experience is the first time I have felt like I could take control of my life back. I was so happy at the end of each session. Members of the group, as well as the instructors, were so kind, positive, encouraging, and supportive." Can't even read the top line here. "This program, everything helped with my goal to make exercise a part of my life. As a younger cancer survivor, exercise will always be a part of my life due to this program. I loved being with other cancer survivors that were all on this journey together. And the best thing I have done since my cancer diagnosis." The participating locations. So our next sessions are beginning in February. So I know that seems a long time from now, and that's why I wanted to talk specifically about how to get started exercising on your own. January tends to be kind of a crazy month. Some people don't start to think about exercising until New Year's Day when they set their resolutions. So we do have our session starting the first week of February at the Maple Street YMCA, which is located on 75th and Maple. the Southwest YMCA, which is located near 132nd and Center, the Armrest YMCA, which is located near 168th and Q, our Sarpy Community YMCA, which is located near 72nd and Cornhusker, and then our Westview YMCA, which is located at 156th and Ida. So
Amy?
you can, yeah, sorry.
Nope, sorry to interrupt, and you may have been about to say this, but we did get a question that was asked in the chat if this was offered only in Omaha or if there are locations outside of the Omaha area.
Yes, there are. So you just need to connect with your local YMCA and ask if they offer the program. So there are several other associations in Nebraska, I know, that offer the program, and it is a national program. So it's across the United States. And you just have to check with your local YMCA to see if they offer it. Yep. I have our website listed there below. If you go to the website, you can actually see the specific days and times that the classes are offered at these locations. You can even just Google YMCA of Greater Omaha and then go to programs. And LiveStrong at the YMCA is considered one of our community-based programs. So that's where it falls under if you're just going to the YMCA website. Otherwise, you can jot the one down right now. I was gonna try and figure out how to do a QR code because I'm just not that techie and haven't done that yet. And I apologize for not getting that done, but
I can throw that that URL in the chat quick.
okay.
And
Oh yeah, perfect. Good idea.
I'll also include that in the follow-up email so that people don't have to open the PowerPoint just to get that
Awesome.
link. But yeah, I'll put that in right now.
So what other questions do you guys have?
Amy, I have a question.
Yeah.
Back in, I've been in the LiveStrong program before.
Oh, awesome.
And again, it was amazing for anybody that hasn't. Perfect. But we got interrupted by COVID. So I'm wondering if I still would be able to join again or if it's a one-time thing.
Yep. It typically is a one-time thing, but if you have a reoccurrence of cancer or for some reason you can't finish because you've had some other health issue or COVID, yes, you are still eligible to participate again.
Okay. Yeah, I have both. My cancer came back about a year ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Definitely need to exercise again.
Good.
Thank
What
you.
other questions do you have?
Well, I'm feeling a little uneasy, even though I would really like to join the program, but in February, I am going to be gone 10 days.
Okay.
And, so I'm assuming that the next program after that would be 12 weeks later, 12 or longer than that.
Now, if you're going to be gone 10 days, if you're only going to miss 2 classes, then, I mean, you'd still be eligible to participate.
Well, I'd say it'd be more like 3 classes.
Oh,
with
okay.
10 days.
Okay.
When is the next 12-week scheduled?
It will start in May. Yep, because the sessions end in April and we give about 2 weeks in between for the instructors to regroup and then start up another group.
What days of the week are the classes?
If you go to the website, each location's days and times will be listed. So we've got some that are offered in the evening, some that are offered during the day. So typically they're Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday. Any other questions?
Is there any chance of well, when you register at a regular at the YMCA of your choice. If supposing the West Branch has classes on Monday and Wednesday, and the South West Branch has Tuesday and Thursday, is there any way to cross lines and to attend the Tuesday, Thursday if you can't make the Monday and Wednesday one particular week?
We try and keep you at your location just because we are working on establishing those relationships, and that key information about you is housed at that one location. So your instructors will be the experts about you, like what your treatment was, what your considerations are, what things have to be modified or adjusted. So you are committed at that one location.
Okay.
I have a question for you, Amy. So in one of the slides, you had talked about mindfulness-based exercises like yoga or different programs like that. So I know that isn't specifically part of the Livestrong program, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but if it's not, do you have any resources that you recommend if people are looking at like doing that outside of the 12-week program? Whether it be like virtual resources. I know the Y, I'm sure, has some within their wheelhouse, but do you recommend any other resources outside of that that people could access?
Yep, we do. Somewhere between the 12-week program, we often bring in guest
I think he
instructors
called on your cell phone before the house phone.
to lead
I think so.
kind of
I got
sample
over there, but
classes.
it was too late.
Let's charge it.
And so usually like chair yoga or meditation is always kind of included as one of those sample classes. And of course, we kind of try to partner up individuals that are, say, interested in going to a yoga class. So we'll say, okay, anyone that's interested in yoga, let's go try Linda's yoga class on Monday night. So we definitely try and connect you to those the other classes that are offered at the YMCA.
Thanks, Amy. Does anybody else have any questions for Amy? It sounds like Cheryl did do the class a little bit in the past. Thanks for giving your feedback on that. I got a question. Oh, sorry.
Yes, I have a question.
Go ahead.
I took the Livestrong class, I think the end of 2019. And then in 2020, we had just started the Supporting Wellness Together class. It was a weight loss program. And we were just a few weeks into it when COVID shut everything down. Is that class still being offered anywhere?
Jan, are you in Omaha or where are you at?
Yeah. Well, actually, it's between Elkhorn and Bennington, and I took it in Valley.
Okay. So the Y weight loss class, is that what you're referring to?
Well, it was called Supporting Wellness Together.
Okay. So a lot of times we have like fancy little descriptive terms. I think was it about like behavior change?
Well, it was just another terrific program on how to eat, what to do, how to feel, just a bunch of stuff on healthy weight loss.
Yes. So we do still offer that program. Yep. And so if you're on the website, that's one of our other community-based classes that we offer. So you'll see the Brain and Body, which is our program for people with Parkinson's, Livestrong at the YMCA, and then our Y weight loss program. And we're just we're working right now on getting the 2024 session dates on the website.
Does it have a new name now?
It's called Y weight loss.
Okay, I'll put that in my notes.
Thanks, Jan. It looks like Steve has a question. Steve, do you have a question?
I do.
Just a Colleen. Steve had his hand up, but I'll call on you next. Okay, Colleen?
Sure.
Amy, the locations you listed, are they basically all the same setup? Like, do any of the locations have a walking track or pool, things like that? Or is all the YMCAs about the same?
For the most part, yes, they have the same amenities. They all do have pools for sure. And I don't believe any of them have walking tracks.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Steve. Colleen, what was your question?
At the beginning, you mentioned virtual classes. Is there any way, once again, that I'm going to be gone and would miss 3 classes? Is there any way that I can do it virtually during that time that I miss?
For sure, there's that bank of exercise classes, and we can for sure help you learn how to access that. And then that would be a great option for while you are gone. So it wouldn't be a live virtual class that you needed to like still attend at that time, but it would be a way for you to stay active while you are away.
Okay.
I have a question on pools.
Mhm.
I walked at the Y because you guys have 0 entry.
Yeah.
Are there any other places in Omaha that had 0 entry pools? I can't find one, and I can't find any that have salt water.
Oh, yeah, I don't know about that. I will tell you that the Maple Street YMCA and the Westview YMCA do not have 0 entry. So
Yeah,
sorry.
we toured the Westview over there at 156th and Ida, and that just won't work because I'm very short. I need water about 3'6", 3'9" to walk in, and they start at 4, so it's up by my neck, and I can't do it.
I did get a question in the chat box, Amy, for you. It says, do you have any suggestions on which band exercises are best? The resistance bands?
There are so many. So that's one of the things that we typically take a day in the Livestrong at the YMCA program, and we do just band exercises. That way you kind of have a toolbox of exercises that you could do with a band. Kind of out of sight of the scope of what we could cover in just a couple minutes.
Yeah, and I know this person that asked is from outside of Omaha. So
Okay.
my question is, if they don't have a Y that offers it, are there any resources that you would point to online for band exercises? Is it and I could connect with you offline too to get a link or whatnot, but just putting that out there in case you have.
Yeah, I don't have a specific one, but I know that there are a lot of online exercise classes, exercise tips. You know, you can kind of go crazy on YouTube.
Okay. Thanks, Amy.
Yep.
I have just a quick question. What is a 0 entry pool?
Great question. So a 0 entry pool is one that's going to start at, think of like a beach, right? So you start on the level of the ground, and then it just gradually gets deeper.
Oh, you just walk in, not walk down steps. Okay.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And you said the 2 that are north, which is Maple and Westview, do not have 0 entry.
Correct. But they do have stairs. So you don't have to like climb in by a ladder. If you're thinking like old school swimming pool ladder.
Yeah. I
yeah.
wouldn't like the ladder.
Yeah. So at both Westview and Maple, they have the stairs that you can walk into.
But Southwest has where you can just walk in. I might have to go. See, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
That might be a factor. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Great questions, everybody.
Yeah, you guys have great questions.
We still have some time for more. So anybody else have any questions for Amy?
Yeah, I do. Does the new Gretna Y have any plans to start the Livestrong and the Y weight loss?
Yes. Yes. So stay tuned. Like I just recently asked, I was like, what's the timeline for getting community-based programs at Gretna? I know with Westview, it was about a 6-month out from opening just because they focus so much on opening, but I would check back because hopefully we will have some dates projected. Yep. And feel free to email me each location has a coordinator at their Y that handles the intake process and kind of getting you registered for the program. But I certainly can connect you directly with any of those individuals if you want to email me, or on the website, it does have their contact information on there. Just so that you know kind of what the registration process looks like is that, you know, you reach out to the location or to me and say, you know, I'm interested in registering in this session. And then that's where we kind of talk about the paperwork. So you do have that health history form, your medical clearance form, and informed consent. So we kind of give you those forms so that you can fill them out. And then we do like to have a one-on-one meeting before the program starts so that we can kind of get to know you a little bit, talk through the papers that you filled out, because a lot of times we need just a little bit more information to fully understand. And then at that point, you're fully registered for the program.
Do you know if United Healthcare still covers your fee to be at the Y?
Yes, there's several insurances now actually that have partnered with third parties that will work with the Y to cover your gym membership.
That's awesome. Thanks for bringing that up, Jan. It looks like Steve has a question.
Amy, can we sign up for the February classes now?
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else have any questions while we're online? Well, as always, this has been really helpful. Thanks, Amy. We do have this recorded if you want to go back and look at anything. And then I'll go ahead and send a follow-up email this week, probably on Monday, with some of the links that we talked about. And I'll include the slides here as well.
Could I ask one quick question?
Of course, yeah. Thanks, Julie.
So do we go ahead and reach out to the Y that will attend like now?
You can. Yep. If you are interested in enrolling in the February session, you sure can reach out now.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Julie. Thanks, everybody. I hope you have a great Saturday, and we'll see you next time.
Yes. And happy
Thank
holidays.
you so much.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be great. Thank you.
You're
Yeah, thank you.
welcome.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.